Sorry about that, folks, with the background music going on there. I had the live thing going at the same time there and got a little bit of an echo. But anyway, welcome, folks, to RRTV's live coverage of the Australian Online Supercar Championship. We're coming to you live tonight from Okayama for the first of the 150k sprint races. And as always, in the combox with me, I've got Daniel Leet. Welcome, Daniel. It's the first round of another great series.
Yeah, good evening, viewers and Bernie and viewers. Yeah, it's great. Great new start to a new season. Good field of cars, 60 plus out on the grid, and I think everyone's raring to go for this one.
Yeah, it's a massive grid, isn't it? And we can see they've got 10 minutes of qualifying to go at the moment. And let's bring up the qualifying standings of the top 10 at the moment. So Dane Warren is sitting in provisional pole with a 1:28.554. Sam Blacklock is in second, 1/10 of a second behind him. Then we've got Ian Ford sitting in third at the moment with Daniel Williams fourth, and rounding out your top five is Brady Mayers. His time a 1:29.475.
It's a very close competitive times, and I think we've definitely got a few guys to watch out for. Obviously, reigning series champion Ford, currently sitting in third, but one of the new upcomers, Dane Warren, who we saw have a great run at Bathurst. I mean, he's leading the way. What is he, 5/10 up on Ian at the moment?
Sorry, what was that?
So I was just saying, we've got obviously Ian Ford's defending series champ sitting in third, currently on, like I said, 1:29 flat. I think the guy we're probably going to want to keep a close eye on tonight is obviously going to be Dane Warren, who was really quick come Bathurst last season. He's actually half a second quicker than Ian presently, and sitting on provisional pole.
Yeah, it's a great time, isn't it, that 1:28.554. And at the moment we can see Marlon McMullen out there in the place seat entry, and quite a few guys are sporting new liveries for this new season.
Yeah, the cars are fantastic out there. I know, I think PRA have definitely got some new colours on their cars. I know Stealth Sim Sports have redone all their cars for this season, so a lot of work's gone on the off-season for the guys, but some great turned-out machinery.
They certainly are. I know Race on Oz unveiled their new livery for tonight's round as well, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to put the liveries together, so the guys that do it, you know, we take our hats off to them. They make these cars look fantastic, but to see so many out here tonight, it's fantastic.
Oh, it certainly is. Massive field. I wasn't expecting this many tonight, but a full grid. So I tell you what, around Okayama, 60 V8 supercars on a Friday night. How much better could it get?
I really don't think it could be much better.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
It's going to be nose to tail action pretty much the whole way around the circuit. Obviously, we've got a couple of really tight hairpin turns, which could catch a few guys out, maybe with the late braking and passing opportunities. But I'm really looking to see how these guys get around here.
Yeah, so am I. It's going to be quite intense, that's for sure. We can see now Ian Ford out there. He's up into third with the 1:29.038. And Henry King down there sitting in sixth at the moment. So a good result by Henry at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And it looks like we've got just a touch over a second covering the top 10 at the moment. So your guess is as good as mine for who we're going to see on pole. But you know, if we got that short a time for the top 10, the racing's going to be pretty intense.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I was just trying to bring up our fuel that you sent me, but I think I've closed it. So that's not going to help us, is it?
No, but that's all right. But just so we can keep everyone entertained as to what's going on. So these cars tonight, 75 litre fuel tank, one mandatory stop, and the fuel window for that's going to be between lap 15 and 25. So fair bit of option for the guys. Obviously, the guys leading at the front are probably going to want to hang out as long as they can, burn the fuel off and have a low quick stop at the end. Or if you're in traffic, do you play that gamble and come in a little bit earlier?
Yeah, well, that's going to be it, isn't it? We're going to test that because, as always, the series does have random safety cars. I think we have two of them come out, and They're random, so we don't know when, but that always shakes up the field, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. It adds another element to strategy, and I know we've seen in previous events safety car catch out some of the front runners, so everyone's going to have to be really on the toes and have a go at where they want to play that guessing game.
Yeah, definitely, and we can see Ian Ford on a hot one now. Well, he was, into the wall he goes, so shows just how much he's been pushing. We'll jump on with Sam Blacklock here in the qualifying. His target as provisional pole, a 128.554. His best time, a 128.632. So we'll see if we can improve on this lap, and hopefully he won't get too much traffic. No, he's pulled out, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's just aborted that lap. We had Jamie McKnight coming through on that one, but just a quick touch on, we might mention the track temp tonight. So it's 27 degrees on track, which is really good, comfortable conditions for these guys. The guys can probably run a little higher tyre pressure, which we might see a little quicker at the start, but certainly a lot better than we had seen previously with some 40-odd degree events.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler, isn't it? A lot, that sort of temperature to be far better suited to a big heavy car like the V8 Supercar.
Well, yeah, definitely. And Okayama, it's kind of one of those weird tracks where it does want to chew up a lot of tyres. So I think with that stop, we're definitely going to see tyres come into play. So maybe look mid-run to see where the drivers are sort of running, whether they've taken a couple of seconds back from what their original start times were this race.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on, that's for sure. And you can see now at the moment the PRA team's coming out to have a go at their qualifying. So I wonder if the guys are actually talking to each other to try to get gaps here, or if they're just coming out and basically just feeding in and hoping they get a good run.
Yeah, it's a little guessing game. I know with some of the bigger teams, obviously they'll have spotters, and most of the guys will be looking to sort of the gaps that are out and about to try and find that little bit of space. So a lot of teamwork goes on, especially when you've got 60 odd cars on the track here at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be flat out, that's for sure. Just trying to get a gap, that's going to be the biggest problem for a lot of these guys. But George Gibbs has asked how many litres can we convert that to gallons, because he's not used to it. But I think 31 degrees Celsius, that's about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. So the track temp's probably around about 70, probably 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the conversion does, but I'll have a quick look to see if I can find something for the gallons to litres conversion, just for some of the international viewers here.
Yes, I'm putting it in here. 76 litres comes to 20 gallons. So 1 litre equals 0.264 US gallons.
Yeah, so that's going to be, it's not obviously, it's half capacity essentially for these cars. I think, or near enough to half. I think we're 120 litres or so for the full tank, which we'll see at the endurance events. But 75 is a pretty good run to sort of play that little bit of a strategy game out.
Yeah, so on the 150k race, we're probably expecting what, one. Hi there, folks. Welcome back to RRTV. Sorry for the delay there. My computer actually crashed, but hopefully we're back on air now, and you're receiving pictures once again. As you can see, folks, we're under caution. And Daniel, can you give the viewers a bit of an update of what's happened in the first couple of laps?
Yeah, so it's been very entertaining first few laps. The first half lap was really good driving from everyone. I think we got majority of the field through, but there's been a few incidents we've come through since then. So we're currently under safety car now due to some of these issues. But a few of the cars we've noted was the 886 of Jeff Gauci was involved in an incident. 515 Simon Mazzimo. The 097 of Michael Spithill was also involved in an issue. There are a few other guys that have already started taking service as a result of some of these issues. So we've currently got in pit lane the 034 of Christopher Kelsey, the 41 of Connor McCluskey. one of the other cars that's in is Paul Preston. He was involved in a few incidents early on. I think we saw him up on 2 wheels at one point, potentially hitting a wall, so that was service obviously going on for that car. We've also got here Matt Ledoitin, the 014, that car's been involved in an issue as well. Scott Stevens was involved in an issue, he's come down pit lane, that was at 381, so yeah, there's been a lot of errors so far, with everyone trying to squeeze their way through in this tight field on such a small tiny track.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot of issues. We're back under green once more here, folks. Sam Blacklock's in the lead at the moment, but we've got Ian Ford sitting in second, third Dane Warren, Daniel Williams is fourth, and Marlon McMullen. That rounds out your top 5.
Yeah, I've just caught another car just at the back here, spun getting onto the straight. I think everyone's avoided him, but it's a little easy for these guys to sort of get underway now that they're back under single file.
Yeah, and it should settle down now once the gaps start forming a little bit, but of course they've got the infield part of Okayama, and that generally brings a lot of action.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously you've got the hairpin, which is really tight, and some good overtaking there if you can get up alongside a guy. But then you've got to be very careful just with the two left-handers coming straight after that. It's very easy to loop and spin a car around that section.
Yeah, definitely, especially with these cars. You'd be very light on the throttle when you were very ginger, I'd say. Yeah,
definitely. Obviously you want to give a couple of laps for the tyres to come back up and everyone to sort of settle down a little in their rhythm. But the standard for this first lap, besides a couple of odd little spins here and there, has actually been really good. Looks like Sam's managed to maintain the lead after that one, and Ian Ford's still in second, so good restart by the first two at this point.
Yeah, and Sam's getting a little bit of a gap in front of Ian there, 1 second, but early days here, 34 laps of this race remaining. Dane Warren, he's looking very racy in that Rack Corp entry.
Yeah, he was our pole sitter at the start of this race. He's dropped back a couple of spots in the opening lap, but the car's still nice and tidy, no marks, which is good. I think he's just going to play the waiting game up behind Ian, maybe save a little fuel and extend that field window.
Yeah, and we're riding with him at the moment as we come up the back straight here, and it feels like a fairly long straight, but as they say, when the Formula Ones were here briefly, that wouldn't have been a very long straight for them at all, would it?
No, not at all. I mean, Formula 1 cars, they would have gone up in a few seconds. So the V8's a little slower. Obviously, you don't have the aero advantage of some of the other cars, but it's once you get a rhythm for it and a feel for it and set up right, it's great fun to drive.
Yeah, that's for sure. I haven't been doing much driving of late, but maybe next year I might get back into it.
Yeah, I've been very similar. I've kind of found myself doing a few paints for some guys out here, but been enjoying the GTE cars a lot of late, but really do enjoy the V8, so it's been fun to have a blast around here in that car.
Yeah, no, it would have been good, but looking at Marlon McMullen at the moment, sitting in 5th position, he's trying to chase down Daniel Williams at the moment. That gap is 0.4 of a second last time they went through.
Yeah, so the gaps are starting to sort of even out, and the guys, probably the two to watch, like you're mentioning, Daniel Williams and Marlon McMullen is a good little battle there. Dane Warren just ahead, right up on the back of Ian Ford in front of them, which is kind of nice. I mean, it also just gives Sam that little bit of gap, and he doesn't have the worry from behind. He can sort of stretch his lead out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And now we can see Dane Warren having a look on Ian Ford on the inside at the hairpin. He makes that move nicely, and Dane now moves up into 2nd position.
Yeah, good move there. Really, obviously Ian's seen him stick the nose up and let him go through. Obviously earlier race point at this moment, so no need for silly moves, but these boys will just push on now. And I mean, we've seen Ian settle in behind a few guys, run out the laps, and get the pit window open that little bit further, but now that we've had one safety car, I'm not quite sure whether we're going to see another which will actually affect that position of his.
Yeah, well that was brought out because of that action in the first 3 laps, wasn't it? But How does that affect the random safety cars? Does that mean we get one less, or do we still get those 2 random safety cars?
We will normally only see the 2 safety cars with the Enduros. We may see another one tonight, which will spice it up a little more maybe in the back end of the race. So I'm not quite sure how they'll do that, or if they do, they may just move it back a little bit further. But it'll still be random, and I dare say if it does come out, it's likely to be still within that fuel window.
Okay, so it shouldn't affect the teams that much, really. But we can see at the moment Dane starting to close that gap on Sam Blacklock. It was 1 second last time by, and it looks a lot closer than that now.
Yeah, and I'm just picking up a little battle just here behind with Brodie Whitmore in the car 12. Jamie McKnight's in that 027. Brendan Bateman, they're 3 wide, almost coming up into the hairpin. So really exciting little battle. It looks like Jamie McKnight's actually just picked up 2 cars in that hairpin and jumped back in front of this little battle.
Yeah, these guys are really going at it, aren't they? We can see now the battle pack there with the guys we're looking at, and yeah, don't know if I'd want to be in the middle of that traffic. It looks pretty full on, doesn't it?
Yeah, you don't want to be in the middle, but it gives you a good idea to see where guys are going, how they're getting off the corners. You might be able to pick a little move and put it up the inside if you can get the traction there, but Brodie's got a little bit of damage on that front, so sitting in behind Benjamin Smith is actually going to help him a little down the straight as well.
Yeah, and we're on board here with Brodie Whitmore, as we can see him trying to close in on Benjamin Smith just ahead of him.
Yeah, and Benjamin's got a great looking car for this season. I think that's a new livery on that Race on Oz car, which looks very, very sharp, and Benjamin's doing a great little job just hanging up on the back of Jamie McKnight here, so potentially if he gets a nice run through this corner, look for him up into the hairpin at the end here.
Yeah, and we can see he just got it a little bit squirrely there as he put the foot down. His wheels spun up a little bit, but he's going now. Don't know how that's going to affect. He's having a look on the inside. He's being covered off by Jamie, and he decides against that move.
Yeah, good defence by Jamie. Just took the one movement there which you're allowed to do. It's not weaving back and forward, which we see in some other series, but Benjamin did a really good job, just was aware of that, pulled back in and lived to fight another day. But even in that quick few corners, it was very easy just to see just how much of a gap opened up between Brendan Bateman and Jamie, where all 4 cars a lap before were nose to tail. Yeah,
that's exactly right. I'm still trying to calm down here, so we're getting there, but we're getting the groove soon. We can see Jamie McKnight once more defending against Benjamin Smith. Brodie Whitmore, he should get back on the back of this train, and he'll bring Braden Bateman with him. You can see just off the train at the moment, that's Jonathan Ben in the background.
Yeah, and there's actually some really good little battles all up and down this circuit at the moment. There's just watching one here with Matt Stratford and Shane Rayner into turn 1, and Matt's been able to get up the inside of Shane in that little exchange. No harm done there, but obviously some of these guys now are mixing it with cars that have pitted early and are now a lap down.
Yeah, so looking at those cars that are a lap down, there's quite a lot. Only 37 cars are on the lead lap, I think, if my telemetry's right. Jeff Gauchi's the first of the cars that are 1 lap down, and that's the 886.
Yeah, Jeff, we noted just when we came back on, he'd had an issue earlier and had taken service. Darryl Hockey, he's another guy 1 lap down. He's had some issues in the opening couple of laps. We've got Michael Spittle, he's a couple of laps down, so maybe a little more damage or not quite able to get that fast repair, which has cost him a little bit more time. And I think a couple of guys that have already left the server after some issues tonight was Christopher Kelsey, Connor McCluskey-Young, who have both left, and I think I've just seen Michael Spittle's actually called it a night, so we've had 3 retirements definitely so far.
Wow, yeah, I'm not surprised. I was expecting it to be a fairly troubled night for some of the guys here. We're on board now. It's Benjamin Smith as he's just coming down. 29 laps of this race remaining, folks. And it's going to go quick, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, well, yeah, the guys are doing minute 30 laps at the moment, so for a 40 lap race it's not going to take very much time, but still really impressed for the guys that are still running here at the moment. They're going to start thinking about the strategy and where they can go, and Benjamin's looks like he's in a really good spot, just sitting up behind Jamie at the moment, saving that little bit extra fuel on tyres.
You can see now Benjamin is starting to get a bit of a run on Jamie. Jamie's on the inside. He's going to cover him, and he's not going to do it around the outside, is he? Try the undercut maybe.
Yeah, if Jamie lets the car run a little while, you might be able to get up on the inside, but there's definitely no room around the outside of that hairpin to sort of make a move stick.
No, and Jamie's positioning that car perfectly to counter that, and yeah, he's really positioning that car well, isn't he?
Very well. Obviously, these guys now, they've spent a few laps around each other to sort of see where everyone's going and the possible lines and how these cars are working. So Jamie's probably doing a lot of mirror driving, which is maybe slowing his times down a little bit more, but Benjamin's really not wanting to let go and push on past this and move up ahead.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to make this move. He might have a look on the inside, turn one, but apart from that, it's really just a hairpin, isn't it? Unless you're going to try a dive bomb.
Yeah, the hairpin is probably one of the more preferred passing lines. If you're brave enough, you can do it through turn one, but you need to have a bit of obviously both cars need to respect where they're going in that instance.
Yeah, that's right. They've both got to work with each other here. I know with the skippies around here, this track blows engines on a skippy when they're under draft. The V8 supercars, are they weak with anything around this circuit, or is it pretty much just another circuit to them?
No, generally just another circuit, but like anything, I mean, we've seen some of the best guys here still blow an engine on a downshift, so you do need to be careful of how you do it and whether you slam it down the box or you sort of wait a little bit more will have an impact, but you can hold it on the red line for most of the day and not have a worry. But really good little battle. I'm just keeping an eye on here with Thomas Hins in 8th and Brody Mayers in 9th, car 2-2. Those guys are really fighting hard here. Nice little battle, so Brady may get a good run and possibly get up the inside in this one.
Yeah, it looks like Brady's had a bit of rear end action on his car. We'll have a look. No, he's going to tuck in. Car coming out on the of the pits there and park precariously on the inside. That's allowing Brady to have a run, but he's pulled back in.
I think this track is probably the worst for pit exit, possibly besides Monza, but Brady's having a really good run. Look for him up the inside. It's not quite there, but the outside move actually might pay off for him. You get a little bit better run, so he might go up towards the hairpin here.
Yeah, he's got a run on the inside, hasn't he? So we'll see if he comes across. He's definitely got the speed. As we look out of the gearbox can now, here comes Brady on the inside. Is he going to make it? No. Oh, gee whiz, he's right up there.
Yeah, he forced the issue. There looks like a little bit of contact between both cars, and Brady's actually come off a little second hand and a bit more damage at the front corner after that exchange.
Yeah, they banged coming in, they banged coming out, and Brady thought it's best to let him have that position and live for another day. Yeah,
that's it. But in doing so, it's actually opening him up to a bit of an attack from Michael Talenjak just behind. There's only, looks like a few tenths of a second just in that one, but at the same time, Michael's actually got his hands full with Jason Bentz just up behind him as well.
Yeah, and for an update up the front, folks, if you have a look at the moment, we've got Sam Blacklock in the lead, Ian Ford 1.7 seconds down now from Sam. Dane Warren, he's sitting back in third, 0.8 of a second down from Ian Ford there.
Yeah, and not a lot of cars up in front of these guys. I think the next closest is Craig Jones, who's coming up towards the hairpin now, so they've got a nice 5 to 6 seconds possibly before they start hitting traffic for these front leaders.
Yeah, we can see Jason Bentz. He had a beautiful livery on that car, missing the whole front of it, but you know, we've seen worse. He's still got the rear on that car.
Yeah, definitely. But Jason, I mean, we saw it in the last season. One of the quiet achievers, he knuckles down and fights hard. So We might see him moving up here to the top 8 pretty soon, and he puts a nice little move up the inside of Michael there into the hairpin.
That was an absolutely massive move, wasn't it, under brakes? He's so confident that he could put that car in, knowing that he's going to make that hairpin.
Yeah, great brake control. There was no lockups on that one at all, and he slotted in really nice just between Thomas, just in front of him there.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic move. I'm seeing a lot of good moves here, and the drivers are respecting each other, giving themselves quite a bit of room, and working with each other to make those passes work.
Yeah, definitely need a lot of respect between everyone that's driving out here, just to sort of make it clean. And it looks like we missed the move, but Brodie Mayers has actually got in front of Thomas. Looks on the last lap, and Michael Talenjak's actually coming under a bit of pressure here from Steve Lattimore into turn 1. So the race on Oscars having a really good showing tonight. Yeah,
it must be that new liveries making him look really racy. He's been in the wars a little bit. He's missing a front right fender and scrapes down the side, but that shouldn't affect him too much.
No, it's just a little bit extra body weight he's managed to lose, so he might be a little quicker, but really not wanting to let Michael go just in front. So the drive off those two cars looks really good.
Yeah, you can see Michael Talenjak's got really good drive out of the corner. He actually got about a car length on Steve Lattimore. Steve's closing in under brakes once more. You can see just up ahead Jason Bentz, Thomas Hinz are now going at it, and just ahead of them is Brodie Mayers.
Yeah, Brodie has managed to just extend just a little bit as he gets a little loose out of that left-hander there, but doing really good, and he's got his eyes forward. He's after Thomas. McMullen just in front of him in the All-Star Motorsports car, but Jason Bentz is really starting to look very racy up against Thomas Hinz at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking hungry, isn't he? He's looking like he's got the pace and he knows it, and he just wants to get that car up to the pointy end as quick as he can. 24 laps though. Okay, folks, welcome back to this coverage. Sorry about the break-up again. My streaming software this time decided to crash. You can see Jason Bentz at the moment. He's coming in to take a service of that car, no doubt. Yes, he's used his quick repair, and he'll take on a bit more fuel, and then he'll be off again. So at this point in the race, Daniel, do you reckon he can make it home from here?
Yeah, I think he can. I mean, he looks like he's been held up a little bit in that battle there, so he's running around a second and a half of the pace presently. So this stop, fresh set of tyres, bit of fuel back in the car. Look for those times to re-increase again.
Yeah, so if he was racy when he had that car all bent up, imagine what he's going to be like now with a fresh new car.
Yeah, definitely going to be very quick. I will be looking for him to go forward again in this pack, as I'm sure we're going to see a few more incidents as this race wraps up, but I'm looking for Jason to sort of move his way forward.
Yeah, well, the other guys are going to come into pit soon, and if he can get some fresh track, it'll be interesting to see where he comes out, if he can get a bit of an undercut work. And we can see now Dane Warren, he's really starting to work on Ian Ford. Sam Blacklock now sitting back there in third position. I'd say, has he taken a pit stop, or what's happened to Sam?
Not quite sure, I'm just checking on that, but we've just seen McMullen come into pits. Henry King's also in pits, and Sam Blacklock's actually in the pits as well, so he's come in quite early in that leading position.
Yeah, so now we're with Dane Warren. He's got an awesome run here on Ian. I think he's going to get this.
I'm just missing that little one at the moment. I'm just going to jump quickly back up to that.
Yeah, under brakes, he's covering Ian off. Ian got a bit wobbly, and he's coming back on the inside. Great undercut.
Yeah, definitely. Ian had the rear brakes locked up a touch there, and I think Dane's just run a touch wide, but good mind just to sort of keep that car out of the way, and David Kinmore just to give these guys room to race cleanly.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I didn't think Ian was going to do that, but I think Dane just went a little bit hot into that corner, and he just couldn't get it on the exit very well.
Oh, it's a very easy spot to do it. just keeping an eye. It looks like Dane's actually coming into service now, so let's see what times Ian Ford can put in and how quickly he's going to recover and close off this move from Dane.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm just having a look at the pit times the guys are doing, folks. If we look at where's Sam Blacklock, and my telemetry's all over the place, which is it's to be expected. Probably around about, what, 20 to 25 seconds is a normal stop around here.
Yeah, so I think we'll see about 10-second stops thereabouts. Fuel lane or full lane service, probably looking around the 40 to 45 second mark.
Yeah, we're just having a look at Dane in there at the moment. He's down to 9th position, and he's been in there 24.96 seconds was his stop. He's coming out at the moment in 10th position, and he should slot in around about 11th there.
Yeah, so if Dane's got his car full to the end here, that's going to give us a good indication of where everyone else is sort of going to be on a pit stop time for the rest of this lap.
And we're having a look at Ian Ford at the moment now. His last lap time, a very slow 1:32, but he should be back up in the 1:29s. But he could even react here. No, he's not. He's sticking to his strategy, and this is what he does well, isn't it? He just drives his race. He doesn't react, and he's quite confident in the strategy he's going to run with.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm just not sure whether I've just missed something here, but I'm showing Sam Blacklock off in the dirt. I'm trying to work out where he's gone off there. Well, that was in the hairpin. Looks like maybe he's caught a break and has run it off into the dirt.
Was that Sam Blacklock, was it?
Yeah, car 215.
Okay, I'm just trying to find him here in our telemetry. It's not showing him as an off-track.
Got a little bit of damage on that. He's battling around with a lot of lap-down cars here at the moment. He's just got Sean Chapman just up behind him. Just in the front, we got Mitchell Bales as well.
Yeah, he must be a lot. Oh, there he is, up there.
Yeah, so it's very uncharacteristic from Sam to sort of have a lock up in the hairpin like that. So maybe a quick tweak of the rear bar to probably soften that up and possibly move the brake bias as well, as we have another safety car out at the moment.
Yeah, we just saw Sam there get past Brady. I'm not sure if he's done that under yellow though. Something they'll have to have a look at, because Brady backed right out of it coming into turn 1, and Sam went straight through, and he's still pulling away. Maybe Sam doesn't know they're under safety car here.
Yeah, most of the drivers will get a little indication to say that they have gone under yellow when that happens. So if Sam has made the move, he will have indication obviously to redress and give that spot back.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But at the moment, folks, pit stops are happening. Of course, it's caught a few people out, hasn't it? Michael Tallenjack's one of them, and he's basically our race leader. And well, no, he's not. Ian Ford looks like he's slotted back in.
Yeah, so we're going to have our top 3 cars here at the moment: Ian Ford, Michael Tallenjack, and Brett Lockton. All haven't stopped yet, so that's possibly going to throw these guys out of sequence when we do go back under green.
Yeah, so as we know, folks, basically first lap pits closed, second lap pits are opened, and then third lap we're back racing again here at Okayama. So you can see at the moment Ian's sitting right to the left of the safety car. Everyone else is bunched to the right there. We can see the 149. That's Stephen Varga, I think, for Redback Racing. And with these 150 races, Daniel, do these guys get wave throughs?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't actually looked for that little question in the rulebook yet, so I'm not entirely sure. But I dare say we're probably going to have to see a couple of guys up in front pit. But even if Ian was to come in now, obviously he's going to slot back a fair way down in this field.
Oh, for sure. You'll go back to the longest line in history, and that's for sure. And if we have a look at how many cars are still running, I think we've got around about 53 cars still out there.
Yeah, so still obviously a few battered and bruised cars, but 53 from our initial 60 starting is still great turnout. Ian's got himself, I think, 10 cars in between himself and second spot at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see if and when these pits open, does he quickly dive in and see if he can avoid possibly falling much further down this field.
Yeah, well, if we look at the cars that haven't pitted yet, we've got Michael Tallenjack, Brett Loxton, Dave Oliver sitting in fourth at the moment. Now is he going in? I thought pits would have been closed, but he's definitely going in. The KRF car behind him is following him as well, but everyone else looks like they're staying out.
Yeah, so a bit of a surprise to see him come in maybe early. He might have been able just to extend that another few laps and potentially build a gap and hope that some of these in-between cars might have slowed up second, but no, not too bad, I guess.
And Ian Ford's in as well, and because of course he had to do his pit stop, and it looks like the pit lane's open because quite a few are in there. If it's not open, it's going to be a hell of a job working out the penalties for all these blokes.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be potentially a lot of longest lines if there is, but we've got must be nearly 15 cars currently in pit lane as Ian Ford just heads back out, and he's still in front of, looks like Michael Tallenjack is still in front of him.
Yeah, and it's where they feed in. He's just feeding in front of the GTI car, and that's Brodie Whitmore there. So he's sitting down there in 13th position now, so that's not too bad.
No, not too bad, but he's got Jamie McKnight in front of him, and we saw Jamie was a bit of a hard candidate to get past earlier on, so going to be very exciting to see Ian Ford make his way back up through this field.
Oh, it certainly will be, and yeah, Jamie, the way he defends, he reminds me of John Bowe, the widest Holden out there.
Yeah, the widest car you can have is always the hardest one to pass, but Ian's no slouch. We've seen him come from behind in a few races last season, did a great job in doing so.
Yeah, so looking at your top 10 at the moment, folks, we've got Dane Warren in the Rack Corp entry. He's our leader, and he's pitted. We've got Marlon McMullen sitting in second. I've got him down as not stopping as yet. Daniel Williams third. He has stopped. Henry King sitting in fourth. I don't think he's made his pit stop either, so those two are going to have to come in pretty shortly. Sam Blacklock back up to fifth. Brady Mayers sitting in sixth. I don't have him as pitting either. Thomas Millen seventh. Jason Bentz eighth. Ninth is Stephen Lattimore, and rounding out your top 10 is Thomas Hinds.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting top 10. I think just from what I can see on the data here, it looks like we've got all bar one who's physically made a stop, but every car has actually been down the lane, and I'm not sure whether Daniel's actually stopped or not, but he's spent 40 seconds transiting the lane, but no stop time. Okay,
so we'll keep an eye on that, folks, and see what's going on. Safety car lights are out, and Dane will have control of this field once the racing goes back green. It's going to be interesting now to see if Dane can actually get a bit of a gap, because I suspect it's going to be a sprint home from here.
Yeah, definitely. We have got one car just out of spot in the top 10, and that's Matt Torkins, but looks like he's actually diving into the lane to sort of get out of everyone's way and not interrupt this opening lap for these guys again. Yeah,
hopefully he didn't get hit by the safety car who dived in just ahead of him there, so Dane Warren will have control of this field. Mullen behind him. Daniel Williams now looking, he's thinking, when are they going to make a move here? And I could see Ian way up on the inside already trying to get a jump. He's been covered off by the 91, goes straight across. This is like a Formula 1 start.
Yeah, Formula 4 days definitely all over, but a lot of the guys behind won't really see these guys slowing down and coming in at a rapid rate, so they're going to be a lot of lock brakes, I think.
Yeah, well, Ian's up to 10th already. He's right behind the 07 of Steve Lattimore. And I tell you what, he wants to move forward now, having a look on the inside, too wide, he goes on the inside there of Lattimore and he's made that move.
Yeah, really good bold move straight up the inside, especially on the cold tyres. He's done a great job keeping that clean.
He certainly has, and we can see further up action everywhere here. PRA car having a look on the inside. Jason Bence wants to go with him. The 215, that's Sam Blacklock. There's contact.
Yeah, that was very untidy there, and it looks like Jason Bence has actually worn the worst of that, spun off into the dirt.
Yeah, he's recovered now, but we'll have a look at that replay, folks, because it got a little bit hairy there, didn't it?
It certainly did, but in doing so, it's actually allowed Ian Ford actually to sneak up in front of Sam Blacklock, just as they head towards the start-finish line. But yeah, very untidy. Jason had a nice spot on the inside, and then I don't know whether Sam noticed he was there or has just run over the top of him, but that's really affected Jason's race.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's because he was looking really racy. See now just how he got unsettled into the dirt there. Bit of a spin. He didn't hit anything and resumed his racing. But yeah, they sort of started banging panels, locking wheels there, and it all went loose. But at the moment up front, we've got Dane Warren leading, Marlon McMullen second, Ian Ford, he's already up to 6th position, and his next target will be Brady Mayers in the 22.
Yeah, and Brady was a little untidy getting onto the back straight there. He's quite a way wide, but Ian's got a really nice little run. I think we'll see him close right up as they get up into the hairpin here.
Yeah, we can see now the 52, that's Thomas Hinds having a look on the inside of Thomas McMillan. He doesn't make that move stick. And I tell you what, who's the GTI car there? Trying to get the number 12, Brodie Whitmore. That's now looking like a Melbourne taxi.
Yeah, I didn't quite see that. I was actually just focused on a little battle here with Brodie Mayers and Daniel Williams, and Daniel was really wide just as he was getting up behind Henry King, who's power sliding this car towards the start-finish line.
Yeah, and Henry's up there in third in the Zuva entry. We can see Ian now coming up behind Brady Mayers, and Daniel Williams just ahead of him. So Ian's got his eyes forward. He knows he has to make a move to get this car back up there with 16 laps to go.
Yeah, stuck the nose out a little bit. Brodie's actually just covered him off quite nicely, but that's got him really bunched up here with Daniel Williams and Henry King. 4 cars nice and close, and I think we're going to see Ian use that hairpin just to get up again.
Yeah, so we can see this battle pack: Henry King, Daniel Williams, Brady Mayers, Ian Ford on the back of this battle pack.
Yeah, Brodie Mayers got a great exit. Daniel Williams was just a little loose getting out, and Brodie's way up behind. Daniel's just sort of defending as he's looking to also make a move there on Henry King just in front.
Yeah, they were all waiting to see who was going to make a move, weren't they? And I know Brady was thinking about it, but he saw Daniel move across and decided to defend himself back on Ian Ford. Brady's gone wide, but Ian wasn't close enough. Now Daniel Williams is having a look on Henry. Side by side they go. I think Henry's going to defend this.
Yeah, Henry will hold that one off. I was just watching Ian just behind them, and he and Brady were very loose coming out up towards that little section there, but both kept it on track, and Daniel's just nosing back up again behind Henry King as they get on the front straight.
Yeah, so 14 laps to go. It's coming down quickly. Henry's defending Daniel there. He's looking hungry. He wants to get past him.
Yeah, we've just got a lap car just coming out of the pits. That's Sean Chappell in front, so Sean's going to have to keep close on the mirrors and look to stay out of the guys' ways as they make their way through here.
Yeah, and we're riding on the roof cam here with Daniel, and have a look. Henry's going on the inside of that car, going a lap down, and that's the 420, and that's not going to allow Daniel, of course, to get a move here.
No, but what it has done is close that gap up, because Henry was a little loose and Daniel's just looking up the inside as he's got that move closed off. very nicely there, and Ian's actually trying to put the same move here, just back on Brodie Mayers at the time.
Look at Henry, he defended so well, he stayed on the outside there, stuck it up the inside, kept it there and retained that position.
Yeah, it's quality driving. I mean, what could you say about that? That's excellent driving by all four guys there.
Yeah, absolutely awesome driving. See now Ian on the inside of Brady, there's a touch there. Ian backed out of that and redressed.
Yeah, Ian gave him a little push, and I think he's done the right thing and just sort of stepped aside and let that one back through. But Ian's certainly got the pace in this closing section, and his lap times have been pretty much on pace with what we're seeing from Dane Warren up in front at the moment.
See now under brakes, Ian's looking on Brady. Too wide, they go into turn one, and Brady's trying to hang in there. He should hang in, and he should defend that. But Ian's not going to let that this battle go.
No, Ian's doing a great job. He kind of got pinched into turn one, but definitely got the right car set up. It's not loose in the rear and plenty of traction as he gets up the inside. Look for Brady possibly to try and have another run up the hairpin. He's got a great exit after this one.
Yeah, we're looking from the gearbox camera now of Ian Ford. We can see, Brady's sort of just hanging back there. You can see now Thomas McMillan was also under a bit of threat there by Thomas Hinds, but he defended that position as well.
Yeah, and Daniel Williams also putting another move on Henry King. So all the guys up towards the top of the field here are having some great battles, and I think obviously we mentioned earlier this amount of cars is helping that out, but a lot of respect from these guys that are running at the moment.
Oh, definitely. There's really some fantastic racecraft, fantastic car control we're seeing here tonight. And I tell you what, Okayama's not an easy track, but in a V8 supercar, it's definitely not an easy track.
No, I mean it's a car that everyone starts out on, or track combo. Sorry, everyone starts out with the MX-5, and the V8 is about as far removed from an MX-5 as you could imagine.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you what, the V8 is easier to change gears than the MX-5 ever was.
Oh, easy to go up and down, but just watching Ian here, he's really starting to move forward again. He's back up pretty close to Daniel, who's still working on getting past Henry, and every lap Henry holds him off, he's got to be a bit more confident that he's not going to see that move made as Ian is up the inside here of Daniel Williams.
Yeah, Daniel got spun the tyres up a bit, made him vulnerable, and then but he got a good run there. Ian's having a look on the inside now, and it's really hard, isn't it? Because if Daniel holds it, he's going to have the inside back too wide. Daniel, no, Ian's going to force the issue and make that move.
Yeah, great job on the outside just to hold the line. Kind of a little loose as he gets the power down, but very good clean driving from both of those two guys.
Yeah, we can see further back down here. I think that was Matt Stratford there. No, it wasn't Matt, it was Jamie McKnight just getting a little bit squirrely, exiting, I don't even know the name of that corner.
I couldn't tell you the name if you asked me off the top of my head, but Jamie's just got to be cautious. He's got Sean Chappell just in front of him. I mentioned Sean a little earlier, just one of the lap cars, not wanting to impede these guys as they come towards the end, but Jamie's doing a great job just holding off Matty's teammate there, and both of these two putting on a really good show, 10th and 11th at the moment.
Yeah, they're having a great race, aren't they? And we're just having a look back at them now. Teammates Jamie McKnight and Matt Stratford.
Yeah, and we're going to see another move here for Ian. He's right up on the back of Henry King, just in front of him, and good exit getting up onto the back straight. I think, looking at that, Ian's going to get past him by the hairpin quite easily. Yeah,
well, he was virtually pushing him up the hill there, wasn't he? And looks on the inside right behind him. We can also see Daniel defending from Brady, but Ian did that quite easily as Brady spins the tyres up.
Yeah, Henry's not making it easy for Ian as he's back up on the inside, but yeah, a little bit of contact, but this is a hell of a battle from these four cars as they're side by side again.
Certainly is. I thought Ian had made that move, but Henry hung in there, as you said, and he's still hanging on the outside He's got to watch it. Brady spins it up again. He's not going to give this position up, is he?
No, not at all, but he's going to have to be careful he doesn't get into the back of Henry in front, because you're not going to want to see that. But Daniel and Brady just got a little bit of side by side, and I think that's that position settled. Ian Ford's through on Henry King, and let's keep an eye back here. Thomas Hinz is putting a big move up on the inside of Daniel Williams.
Yeah, well, 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, there's a bit of a... Oh, yeah, there's a big crash.
3 into turn 1 doesn't work, but good recovery from Daniel and Thomas. Thomas hasn't ended up in the wall, but certainly lost a couple of spots after that little 2-wheel off-track exchange.
Yeah, well, he had the darn thing up on 2 wheels, and he still managed not to hit a wall, as now he big slide job there. Who was that? I think that was Matt Stratford there making that move.
Yeah, Matt Stratford doing great, and it looks like we've also got Steve Lattimore and Thomas McMullen having a great fight into the hairpin. And where do you not look to find a bit of action?
Oh, there's action everywhere. If we have a look at your top 10 at the moment, folks, where they stand. No, what's going on with my telemetry? I've got David Miller as the leader, but he can't be because he's in the pits. Yeah, there we go. Dane Warren is our leader. He's got a gap of 4.3 seconds back to Marlon McMullen in second. Ian Ford now is sitting in third, 10.3 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, Ian's done great. He's come from, I think he dropped as low as 8th after that round of stops. We came out royally at the wrong time with the safety car, but I think we need to keep a close eye on what his lap time is going to be now that he's in clear air and able to start having a run up with Dane and Marlon just in front of him.
Yeah, well, Dane's previous lap was a 1:36.82, 0.2 quicker than Marlon McMullen, and yeah, we'll see what Ian does. His last lap was a 1:37.69, about 1/10 of a second slower than Dane Warren.
Yeah, so not too bad now that he's been able to clear. He's got a slow car in Nick Heusler, series admin, just moving to the side and not interrupting this battle for the lead as well. But no, Ian's done phenomenally well to come back from what he was just after the pit stops.
Oh, he's done a brilliant job. No, I think he fed in about 10th or 11th after that stop, but he carved his way through. I tell you what, it was fantastic to see him getting through. 9 laps going now, 10.3 seconds. He may not get any further up on the podium here. 6 seconds in 9 laps to get to Marlon. I just can't see that happening.
No, but don't hold him out. I mean, obviously we've seen him come back as much as he has, so he's definitely got the potential to do it. And I've just noticed Thomas Hinz has had a very slow exchange coming out of the hairpin. He's actually dropped back 3 spots from 9th back to 11th, I think it is now.
Yeah, he's down there in 11th, just up behind Jamie and Matt Stratford, and yeah, he's going backwards a little bit. Jason Bentz also, he hasn't really recovered since that contact he had earlier in that spin. He's sitting down here in 12th position and not really making any inroads at all. He may have been steering, who knows.
Well, yeah, it's possible. I mean, that was pretty... it was very side to side in the wheel, so hopefully there's no major mechanical damage, but obviously to have gone from 5th, 6th where he was battling previously to now outside the top 10 in 12th, I mean, that's not the most exciting race for him at the moment.
No, and he's in the high 131s at the moment. We're just looking at the... Yeah, you can see his left hand down as he's going up the straight there, so he's battling bent steering.
Yeah, and there's no worse place, especially around here, with the amount of load that you spend in the corners being with bent steering. But back to a little bit of action with P8, the 248 with Thomas McMullen. Thomas Hinz is back in this. We're back to another 4-car little battle.
Yeah, so I think this is going to go right down to the end. We can see now Thomas McMillan there, Thomas Hinz just ahead of him, Matt Stratford ahead of him, and then Jamie McKnight leading this battle pack.
Yeah, so great to see so many good battles, and Ian Ford, when we spoke to him before, trying to make a move back up, he just set the quickest lap for that time by in a 1:30.7. So the car's definitely got pace. He was running 0.6 a second quicker than what Marlon was just in front of him. So we might still see that lap position come up, but 6 laps to go. It's a tall ask, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a tall ask, but if we have a look at that gap, 4.7 seconds it is now between Ian and Marlon, and if that continues dropping like it did last time, he took out, what did he take, 0.8 of a second out of him.
Yeah, definitely on for a good show, but I mean, take nothing away from Marlon. He's driven a great race. He's come up 5 spots from where he qualified in 7th, so good results from him. Car's nice and straight. He's doing everything he needs to do and doing it quite well.
Yeah, definitely. He's had a brilliant drive tonight. Probably not one of the most exciting drives, but definitely a brilliant drive all the same.
Well, that's it. It doesn't need to be exciting. It just needs to be purposeful, and he's done that job fantastically well. But Henry King looks like he's got himself a little bit of breathing room in 4th over Brady Myers in 5th. That battle's been going on for quite a few laps, and I think Henry's kind of just got the better of him now. Daniel Warren seems to have Daniel Williams, settled into 6th quite nicely, but Matt Stratford, Jamie McKnight, Thomas Hinds and Thomas McMillan, I mean, that's a great little battle from 6th through 10th.
Yeah, and the gap from Ian down to Marlon now, 4.3 seconds last time through.
Yeah, so he's actually 0.2 quicker than what Dane was, and obviously Dane doesn't really need to worry with the gap that he's got, but Ian's certainly working on pulling that gap down though.
Just having a look at the back of Jamie McKnight's car here as Thomas is directly behind him. Jamie got out of that corner quite nicely.
Yeah, not too bad. Jamie's going across the track trying to just defend that position and giving Thomas still plenty of room on the outside there to have a go, but great driving, and if anything that's going to actually help bring we got Thomas McMillan back into that little battle for those spots, and it actually, if anything, it makes it nice and comfortable for Matt Stratford to be able to pull ahead.
Yeah, well, he just has to keep his eyes forward while Jamie and Thomas are distracted by the cars behind them, and that battle they're in.
Definitely, and actually keep an eye on just who's starting to close in on that little pack is Jason Bentz. So he's still 11th, about a second back on these guys here, but the more they battle and run side by side like they do, and they're just helping bring Jason back into this battle.
Yeah, and as we know, he's battling steering damage, so he probably needs them to battle a bit so he can start closing up and see if he can improve on his day. Having a look at that gap, folks, it's down to 4.07 seconds. Ian Ford, we've got 5 laps to go. Just like cricket and the run rate, it's starting to climb, isn't it?
It is, but the last 3 laps we've seen of Ian's, he's been the quickest car on track, so he's still working on bringing that gap down, even if it's a 10th here or there. And I just caught, I think it was that Thomas McMullen's actually spun and off in the dirt, so that's a spot up for Jason Bentz. Yeah,
we just caught that on the live camera feed there. We'll have another look. I think he pretty much locked it up under brakes.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a self-spin on that one, but I mean, obviously we've lost one car of that battle, but still raging on here with Thomas Hinds and Jamie McKnight.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Jamie was lucky he didn't get rear-ended there by Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah, very close, but no, doing a great little job, and Thomas might be able to play the game. Obviously, I think we're 4 laps down before the end of this race, so hopefully, if he can sit there, he might be able to close that gap and bring Jason up, and we'll have another 3-car battle again.
Yeah, definitely, and we can see further up Daniel Williams looking quite comfortable there in 6. He's pulled away from Matt Stratford and what am I talking about? I don't know.
No, he's made a comfortable move from Matt Stratford, who's again made a pretty good move up from Jamie McKnight, but Daniel's doing it pretty comfortably. Brody Mayers again is right up behind Henry King as they make their way towards the hairpin. So this is probably the best battle we got currently going on, or closest at least in the top 5.
Yeah, and he's having a look, a bit squirrely under brakes, thinks about it, but Henry's really good under brakes there, and we know now side by side he's falling into Henry's web of craziness here.
Well, I don't know if craziness is the right word, because I mean Henry opened the steering wheel, ran a little wide, which put him up on the inside into that corner. So he's making quite smart moves here, just in keeping Brady just behind him.
Yeah, well, that's what I was meant to say, you know, because he's so strong, that part of the circuit. He loves staying on the outside there, giving you a bit of false hope and then snatching it away when you come into the next part of the corners.
Yeah, definitely. And just watching these cars exiting the corners, I think looking at Henry, he's got that car a little softer in the rear. It's getting off the corner still quite nice, even though those tyres are pretty used up. But Brody Mayers is really loose, which in turn is slowing him up down those straights. So potentially a little softer bars. Obviously, you're not really going to be thinking of that while you're battling as hard as these two are, but that might be something that you could use maybe to get past.
Yeah, definitely. We're riding with Brady at the moment. You can just see how much he's working that wheel. But as they come onto this back straight now, you can just see how Henry's just pulling away a little bit. Brady got a better run that time though.
Yeah, Henry's still keeping the car nice and straight on exit, which is giving him the option to get further down in these straights and exit the corners quite nicely. But again, he just opens that steering wheel, hugs the inside, and the minute he does that, obviously you're not getting past. Brady's going to actually have to start looking at other options to get this job done.
He definitely is, because I tell you what, Henry's very confident having that car, as you said, opening the wheel on the outside there, knowing he can defend that position. So a fantastic drive here tonight by the Zuva entry, Henry King. Looking up front though, how are we looking at the moment? The gap now 4.1 seconds from Marlon McMullen back to Ian Ford, and you can see Ian in the background there, 2 laps to go. But at the moment folks, Dane Warren in the Rack Corp entry, he's had a fantastic race here, and he's got a gap of 6.6 seconds, and it looks like it's his race to lose at this point.
Yeah, he's doing it quite comfortably. He's coming up on a little bit of lap traffic, which is just stepping aside. He's just made his way past Troy Allen there in the 105, but no, he's driven a great, sensible race, and barring any major incident, I think we'll see him crossing the line first.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that, and it looks like Marlon McMullen, another awesome drive by Marlon. He's really driven this car smart tonight and kept it out of trouble, and he's reaping the rewards now. So looks like he should come home in second, and 2 laps to go. We could have a Toyota incident where they stop on the line last lap out of fuel. Well,
that's certainly a possibility. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen for Dane. He had one of the longest stops at a minute 12 that he was physically stopped for, but Ian Ford obviously a little longer. But the laps, as these guys are sort of coming in, I think we're starting to see the times slow down a little bit more. Ian's back outside that 1:32.4 range now, and I don't think we're going to start seeing him challenging back again for that second spot.
No, I think that's his run done. But I tell you what, getting up to third, he came out 10th or 11th, and got that car back up to third position, and did a great job. Here we go folks, last lap at Okayama, and we should go to our race leader, shouldn't we? Because he hasn't had much airtime, but we can see now Dane coming up the back straight for the final time, and a well-deserved win by this driver.
Yeah, no, he's done great. Great job for, I think it's All-Star Motorsport, run that car, and Rack Corp, so great result from them. And just keeping an eye on this battle with Henry King, who's actually just lost third spot, or fourth spot, sorry, to Brody Mayers. He actually got quite loose in turn 1, and Brody was able to get up there on the inside through 2.
Wow, so this is going to go right down to the wire. We'll see if Henry's got anything left. And if he can make a move here, he's only got about 4 corners to go. We'll jump back up to our leader, Dane Warren, now, as he's coming into the final, second last corner here. Coming up to last corner now, and this beautifully presented Rack Corp entry will take the win. And round 1 goes to Dane Warren.
Yeah, great, smart drive from Dane. He's ticked every box and brought home a clean car at the end as he throws it into a slide and take nothing away from Mullen. Great job in second, again, good looking car. Ian Ford third for Evolution Team Racing. Awesome result from those two, and just at the back it looks like Brody Mayers has managed to hold off Henry King for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, fantastic race between these two. And I tell you what, Brady had to work hard to get that position, didn't he? And I reckon if Henry didn't get a bit crossed up into turn 1, Brady wouldn't have got him.
Yeah, definitely. And but no, exciting entertainment for everyone that was watching that battle, and some of the other guys we saw further down. And obviously we had Daniel Williams, he's crossed the line in 6th, Matt Stratford in 7th, Jamie McKnight 8th, Jason Benth made his way up to 9th, which was good because we were seeing him back in 11th not that long ago. Thomas Hinz rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, and we'll go through the full grid very shortly, folks, before we go to interviews. Big apology, folks, for our outages. First one was a computer crash, second one was an XSplit failure, but touch wood, we got to the end anyway, so that's probably the main thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously there's going to be a few glitches here and there, unfortunately, but no, thanks to everyone who's managed to stay in and keep an eye on the broadcast.
Yeah, and also thanks to all the iRacing Live viewers that have joined us tonight. We're, of course, simulcasting on our YouTube channel and iRacing Live, so thanks for hanging in there, guys. And it's been a rough ride, but I think it's been a fun ride all the same.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it a couple of times. I mean, there was action wherever you looked on this grid. And, while we did see a few guys drop out early with some issues on lap 1 and 2, which unfortunately we missed, the remainder of the racing was quite good.
Oh, it definitely was. So let's have a look at the final race results here, folks, and see where your favourite driver finished. So having a look at the race results here, Dane Warren takes tonight's win. Marlon McMullen, a fantastic drive there. He jumped up 5 positions in the end. Ian Ford finishing in 3rd. Brady Mayers 4th. Henry King 5th. Daniel Williams, he started in 4th, finished in 6th. But look at Matt Stratford. It says here he's jumped 42 positions from where he started to come home in 7th. That has to take the biggest mover and shaker award of the night for sure. Jamie McKnight home in 8th. 9th, Jason Bentz. 10th, Thomas Hinz. 11th, Steve Lattimore. And rounding out your top 12 is Craig Jones.
And in 11th we had, 13th we had Dave Oliver, 14th Luke Page, 15th was Brendan Bateman, 16th was Brendan Jackson, 17th Thomas McMullen, 18th was Paul Tachvara, 19th was David Kidman, 20th we had Brenton O'Brien.
Yeah, 21st Alex Greenwood, and then 22nd Simon Mazzomo, 18 positions he moved up. 23rd Simon Pete Sattler comes home in 24th, 25th Michael Tallenjack, and then Sean Thompson home in 26th. Colin Bruns, he made 24 positions up to come home in 27th. 28th was Mike Mitchell Bales, 29th Daniel Vaskell. Scott Stevens, well, he rounds out our top 30.
In 31st Shannon Mason, 32nd was Paul Preston, 33rd Mark Fee, 34th was Jamie Owens, Jai Potts 35th, Brett Laxton in 36th, and then the first of our lap down cars we had Brian Borg in 37th, Brody Whitmore in 38th, Troy Allen 39th, Jaden Borg in 40th.
Yeah, 41st was Jeff Gauci, followed by Jonathan Ben coming home in 42nd, Darryl Lockie just behind him in 43rd. Home in 44th was Matt Torkins, followed by Nick Hausler, and then we had Sean Chappell there in 46th. 47th was Matt Lebedeven, and then we got Paul Chakuti home in 48th. 49th, David Miller. I think David actually retired. We are into the retirements now. And then Sam Blacklock finishing in 50th. He dropped 48 positions.
Yeah, which is quite a shame for him. Matt Clowett down in 51st, 16 lap down. Benjamin Smith was 52nd, 17 laps down. Shane Rayner was 53rd, again 17 laps down. Donna Sissel was 54th, Christopher Casey in 55th, Michael Spithill in 56th, and Connor McClusty in 57th, which rounds out all our start drivers.
Yeah, so huge field here tonight at Okayama, and yeah, great driving though, wasn't it? I was expecting a lot more incidents than what there was, and all the guys seemed to pretty much most of the time stay out of trouble.
Yeah, we saw obviously a few incidents towards the mid-pack and further down, but as you mentioned, Matt Stratford obviously has to have driver of the night. 42 car spots gained over the course of that 40-lap race. I mean, that's a great job, whether it be from retirements or quality passes, which we saw him doing on a few occasions. But yeah, great job from Matt Stratford there.
Oh, it was a brilliant job, that's for sure, and definitely gets the biggest mover and shaker award of the night. And of course, next week, Daniel, we're back once more for the V8 Supercars, and I'm not sure if it's an Enduro or a 60-60. I think in the first 3 weeks we have one 150, one 650, and one 60-60.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can find a quick thing on our position. Yeah, so next week we're off to, I think it's Circuit Zolder for a 50-50. Following that, we start our first endurance round at Imola, which will be a 650k race. So we get a bit of everything in the first 3 weeks of this season.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good sampler, and of course RRTV will be bringing you the 60-60 races as well this season. So even more V8 Supercar action coming your way on RRTV. Of course, if you like your GTE action, join us tomorrow night, and I think you'll be back, hopefully, Daniel, for the Asia Pacific GTE race. We're going to have Wei Han Chan in here with us as well, because he can speak Mandarin and help us with the interviews of the Asian drivers. But that starts 10 o'clock tomorrow night, folks. And then, of course, if you like your endurance racing, you can join us back again on Sunday. I'll be back again for another potentially 8 hours, calling the Selby Sports Car Endurance Championship. That, of course, starts at, I think it's, what time is it? 11:15. Our broadcast starts. The race kicks off at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so plenty of action coming up over the next couple of nights, and obviously I always am looking forward to seeing those GTE cars, and I think we're at the Nürburgring, so seen some pretty quick times there this race already, and in the officials, and I'm sure we're going to see some great racing tomorrow night, in the Sim Asia series. Yeah,
it's a really strong series. That last week, folks, we had a chaos in the booth, but basically they had 62 cars took to the grid, one split, and drivers still missed out because the room was full. So this time they're actually going to have a qualifying session. The top 40, I think it is, 30 or 40 will go into the top split, and that'll be covered on RRTV, and the others will go into a second split. But it's not basically the guys every week, they're going to have to compete in qualifying to try to get into the top split. It's not guaranteed that they'll do that, and it's going to be really interesting to watch.
Yeah, well, it's the first time we've sort of seen that setup being used in that series. Obviously, in the past, we've either had combined races like we saw last week and massive fields turn up, or they've split it with a pro and a clubman series. So the qualifying obviously is going to give anyone a chance to make that race and get their sponsors broadcast. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing just how quick some of these guys can definitely be.
Oh, definitely, and it'll be good having a smaller field for the quality of driving, I think, because having that many cars on a track, it was causing a fair bit of chaos with a few of them. And but then again, the V8 Supercar boys showed us how it's done with 57 around Okayama tonight.
Well, I mean, Okayama's quite a bit different to what we noticed with the Sim Asia boys. I think that was Mosport last week, but no, take nothing away from the guys in the V8s tonight. They've done an outstanding job, especially to have as many guys as we had finish on the lead lap. And I think we had close to, was it 36 of the 60 cars that started this on the lead lap, so more than half the field. Great job by all involved.
Yeah, it certainly was. So yeah, excellent driving for everybody. But I guess it doesn't look like we've got any interviews tonight, so I think we might call it a night. What do you reckon? Yeah,
I think so. I think, like we said, final thoughts, obviously, Matt Stratford, great job. Biggest mover of the night. Take nothing away from, obviously, Dane Warren, Mullen, and Ian Ford, our top three. They all put on a great show between them.
Oh, they definitely did, and yeah, can't take anything away from our race winner tonight, Dane Warren. He had a great drive tonight. So did Marlon McMullen, a very controlled drive by him. But watching Ian Ford coming through the field after that restart, that was pretty exciting.
Very exciting. So obviously, other than the few minor exciting moments we had ourselves, no, excellent night's racing.
It certainly was, and yeah, I could apologise all night, folks, but it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully I can iron out some of these bugs and we can get back to having some reliable broadcasting here. But until we meet again, hopefully tomorrow night, folks, I hope you all have a great evening. Thanks for joining us on RRTV tonight, whether you watched us through iRacing Live or on our YouTube channel. And thanks to everyone in the chat channel. It's always great having you guys in there having a chat. And we've been watching what you guys have been talking about, which is always entertaining. And, of course, thanks to Daniel for joining me once again tonight.
My pleasure, mate. Thanks for having me on board, and definitely looking forward to possibly doing it all again tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely, folks. So tomorrow night, broadcast kicks off at 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, GMT plus 10, and it'll be well worth having a look at that race. They're pretty quick. It's a sprint race, and you know, we should be over and done with by 12 o'clock our time. But until then, folks, have a great Friday night and an even better Saturday, and hopefully we'll have your company back again tomorrow night. But until then, good night.